Hey everybody, welcome back. So after that trip to the track back in May, we had that wide open throttle stumble issue that we couldn't figure out and not sure exactly what was happening. So we brought the car back to the garage. I ripped the carburetor off of it, tore it down, visually inspected and didn't see a whole lot. Saw a sliver of plastic inside one of the bowls. The carb gaskets didn't line up the best, but nothing real major. The accelerator pump shot seemed okay. Didn't see a ton of issue there. The only other thing noticed really was that on the metering block gasket, there was some fine aluminum looking shavings, which I did notice one time when I took the carb hat off. I think it was when I hit a safety on the boost cutoff. I'm not sure exactly what happened, if there was some debris maybe in the intercooler. Not 100% sure there, but definitely needed to clean everything out of the carburetor. Had my father go through it, take a look at it, and when he was tearing it down, he actually found a crack in the umbrella seal for the accelerator pump, and I'm wondering if this was our issue and this was possibly allowing fuel for the shot for the accelerator pump to actually shoot back into the bowl rather than through the accelerator pump circuit. So replaced all that, put the car back together, and then we were on to trying to tackle our other issue, which was our dash. So after the race pack dash crapped out and stopped working, I decided I was looking for something that I could do some logging with also. The Holley standalone dash seemed like a good option. I originally ordered the 6-inch dash, and after telling me that it would be ready in August, Holley then pushed the order to December. So we decided to bite the bullet there and move on and try to order the 12-inch. From there, got the 12-inch in, got it installed. Actually had problems with that also. The I/O that they had it set up for on oil pressure was dead within the dash. Couldn't get it to work, couldn't get it to respond or do anything. I ended up testing and using the fuel pressure I/O, and I had perfect readings without issue. So I decided to depin the back of the connector and move it to another I/O so I could get oil pressure working. And now I'm gonna have to send the dash back into Holley and have them take a look into it. Also, could not update the firmware on the dash. Doesn't seem to see the USB, so I'm not sure what's happening there. Either way, got it functional enough to get the car running. Looks like the repairs on the carburetor got rid of the stumble. We don't have an issue there, so it looks like we're ready to go to the track and see what we're working with this time. So where we left off at the track back in May, we were leaving on 3 pounds of boost off the trans brake and seeing about 9 pounds of boost down track. Didn't really want to change the down track, but I wanted to add a little bit more off the brake. And I also wanted to slow down the front end. It was coming up a little too quick and the car was kind of lazy at the 60 foot. So we made a couple changes and went back up for our first pass here. And you can see what happened. The car went a little bit quicker, but the weather was a little warmer. So we had a little bit less mile an hour. First pass off the trailer, the car went a little bit better. Lost a tenth, it went 605 at 115. Did lose 2 miles an hour from the previous track session, which was expected for the warmer weather we have right now. Didn't really make a big change on boost. It still ended up leaving on 3 pounds. Wanted to give it a little more, so we went back up. The second pass, it ended up making about 4.5 pounds of boost, but the front end was way too soft. So I ended up slamming the wheelie skis and then hit a boost overcut. I was trying to command 12 down track, but I had an 11 safety shut off. So that pass was aborted. But on this next pass, we made those changes, went back up to see what we could do here. This third pass is where I start to understand how to combine front suspension adjustments with boost and launch and all those things. Understanding the CO2 and how that works, I ended up with 4 pounds of boost off the trans brake and about 9.6 pounds down track. Finally got our first 5-second pass, went 596, 116. From there, looked at the log, did find that 9.6 pounds down track, so I wanted to command a bit more on that. And also decided to feed it a bit more to the 60-foot. Track was really good. Why not, see what happens. We got the front end slowed down. Hopefully no big wheelies or anything like that to cause any damage. I'm trying to walk before I run with this car and not get over my head. So I'm working in on the CO2, but I'm quickly realizing that the limitations of an 80mm turbo on a 410 cubic inch motor are gonna start to show themselves. So I ended up bumping the numbers up, and I'm now commanding 14 on the dome to try and get it to make 10 pounds of boost down track. So this was the last pass of the day, and all the changes that we were making were exactly what the car wanted. I still think the front end's coming up a bit too quick, so I'm going to try and slow that down. But I think this is it for the rest of this year. Get back to it next year and see what we can work with. I think the car will take some more down low also. I'd like to change the gear in it because we were out of gear at the 8th mile. I think putting maybe a 340 in it, we can do a little quarter-mile racing. But to be leaving on 4.4 pounds of boost and seeing 10 pounds even down track, and to go 580s at 118 with a 1.260 foot, I'm happy. So thanks to my dad as always. Thanks to everybody who kept talking me through this car for the last 5 years, and especially my wife and my baby girls for dealing with me and all the time in the garage. Hope everybody has a great winter, and we'll see you at the track next year. Thanks.